Well, good morning. Welcome back to the Broadcast Retirement Network. I'm Jeff Snyder. This is BRN AM for Monday, March 13th, 2023. And our top story today, want to cut travel costs in 2023? Well, just pet, feed, and walk a stranger's dog. And joining me now to discuss this and a lot more, Angela Laws is the head of community for Trusted House Sitters. Angela, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning.
It's my pleasure, Jeffrey. How are you today?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay for Monday morning. You know, it's Monday, so I got a little bit of the Monday blues, and I had the Sunday blues, Sunday night blues, but I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking. I want to really ask you, I think what's interesting about what you're doing, and we're going to get into trusted house sitters in a moment, but the cost to travel now, whether it's here in the States, or it's going across the pond to visit, the UK, the cost of travel is going up, and you and the folks at Trusted House Sitters have kind of come up with a way to reduce those expenses.
We have indeed. I mean, it's not just the cost of travel; it's the cost when you actually get there. It's the whole thing. It's flights, accommodation, and so we have an alternative way of traveling that gives people really great experiences, and you save money and save costs.
Yeah, and many people are familiar. Obviously, there's the hotel, there are cottages and bed and breakfasts, and there's also something called Airbnb. I've kind of done all three, and the different types of experiences. But tell us a little bit about Trusted House Sitters, and you have members that actually sign up and will pet sit and house sit for somebody who needs it.
Yeah, we're really very unique. I mean, we're a community of pet-loving travelers, and the way it works is you actually go to stay in somebody's home. So, it's a home away from home. It's slow travel. It's living like a local, and there's pets there for company as well. So whether you're traveling alone or whether you're traveling with a companion or a partner, then wherever you get to, you're never actually alone because you've got these pets. And you're also connecting with the pet parents. So it's a complete dynamic, and it really is a different way of traveling. You can live like a local, you're not a tourist, but you are experiencing being in a place that you may never have decided to go to otherwise.
And what kind of pets are we talking about? Is it just dogs, cats, but are there other pets? Like, for example, if someone has a pet snake or a tarantula, would they be a potential house city?
Absolutely. If it's part of your family and it breathes, we will care for it. I've looked after goats. I've looked after pigs, horses. I mean, we even have llamas and alpacas. It's anything. I mean, whatever you think you would love to be part of and be in the companionship of, we've got one.
Yeah, and there's so many different pet lovers out there, and of all ages and demographics. Can you tell us a little about the membership, the community that you've built? Is there a certain age range of people that are interested in doing this?
It really suits anybody that wants to travel and has got that free spare time. And our demographic, our membership ranges from 25-year-olds up to 75-year-olds. And when you're looking at sitters, what age are those? They're anybody who wants to actually travel and enjoy this lifestyle. And that can be remote workers that are in their 30s. But we do have a large demographic of retirees, whether they're young retirees and decided to retire at 50 or what, and they actually have found that they can travel far more than they ever thought possible because they're saving on accommodations. But it's not just that. It's actually, it's traveling with purpose. It's traveling and having a reason for going and not just, I'm going to go there for 2 weeks, travel and see as much as I can and come home. You can go for a weekend, you can go for a week. The longest sit I've done was 8 months in Spain. And so, there's all of these options. it's not one size fits all. It's whatever you think and imagine, then you can possibly do it. And as far as our pet parents are concerned, again, during the pandemic, there's been a surge of pet owners. I mean, there's more pets in families now than ever before. And suddenly the pandemic stopped and everybody's going back to their lives. So what do they do with these pets? And they want to keep them at home. They don't want to board them. They don't want to send them away they want their animals to enjoy their vacations as much as they do. And that's what happens when a sitter comes in with them.
Yeah, and you know, my wife and I, we live in an apartment building. We don't have a dog. We have 2 cats, and we've talked about getting a dog. I would think that this would be perfect for someone. You know, we're pet friendly. We love animals. It would be perfect for someone like us to kind of get our feet wet. You know, my wife grew up with dogs. I didn't. And this sounds like a really good way to kind of acclimate yourself if you love animals, taking care of someone else's pet for a little bit.
Oh yeah, and I mean, in fact, we've got stories of those sitters that actually go and do a pet sit, and they go and look after a dog, and they fall in love with the dog that they're looking after so much. They actually go home and get one of the same. I've got one, a colleague of mine, that they looked after a Springer Spaniel in New Zealand. They live in San Diego, California. They go home, and after a while, they decided that they wanted their own and they were not going to travel as much. What do? They go and get Zorro, who's a Springer Spaniel. So now they get sitters to look after Zorro, but they still sit as well. So you can actually enjoy both sides of the network and the community. You can have pets and you can go and look after pets.
I need to go to a commercial break in a second, but in terms of the community, what are you on all the continents, with the exception of Antarctica? I'm imagining that Antarctica probably doesn't have a lot of homes, but do you have customers? Do you have a community all over the world?
We have members in 140 countries, and that, I mean, our major markets obviously are the UK, the US, Australia, New Zealand. But we have got, you know, if you want to go and look after furry friends in Costa Rica and play with the monkeys in the garden as well, that's possible too. But no, we're in 130 countries throughout the world.
Yeah. Well, as I said, Angela, I need to take a very quick break. We come back, we'll talk more about finding your furry pets and house sitting. You're going to want to stay tuned right here on BRN AM. Imagine a new television network that will make you richer, healthier, and in control of your financial future. This network is for the policewoman in Nashville, Tennessee, the baker in Dubuque, Iowa, the teacher in Lexington, Kentucky. We want to make the idea of savings and retirement culturally relevant. But what do you see as a defining issue of the midterms, especially for the smaller businesses? I mean, they are the lifeblood of the American economy. Featuring exclusive interviews, current affairs, and docuseries. 33 years old, you retired early.
The philosophy is money only matters if it helps you live a life that you love.
But you got to start thinking about retirement as soon as you get in.
The Broadcast Retirement Network will drive very high engagement with premium partnerships. So this isn't retirement and savings for your parents or grandparents. This is for all Americans. And we're going to change the way you think about money. Welcome to the next frontier of retirement and savings. This is BRN, the Broadcast Retirement Network.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
Invesco's latest Show Me the Income study reflects on the evolving retirement industry today as it faces the pressing need to help participants turn their defined contribution plan savings into long-term retirement income. Key findings from the research uncover that nearly 7 in 10 participants fear running out of money in retirement, and only 22% were very confident they could create a retirement income strategy on their own. What can employers do to help? To learn more about the study and request the white paper, visit Invesco.com/retirement income or contact your Invesco DC professional. Cited research is based on Invesco's work with Greenwald Research. Invesco is not affiliated with Greenwald Research. Invesco Advisors, Inc. is an investment advisor that provides investment advisory and does not sell securities. Invesco Distributors, Inc. is the U.S. distributor for Invesco's retail products and private placements. Both are indirect, wholly owned subsidiaries of Invesco Limited.
Angela, thanks so much for sticking with us this morning. Really appreciate you hanging around for segment number 2.
It's my pleasure. It's fun to talk about the thing that I love the most.
Yeah, look, I'm looking down, we have in the studio, for those who don't know, is in my apartment. I'm looking down at 2 beautiful cat children. They're looking up at me and I love them dearly. Angela, how do you sign up for this program? If I'm interested and I want to either travel or I want someone to come pet sit for me or house sit for me, how do I sign up?
Okay, it's all done through the website, trustedhousesitters.com, and we are a membership-based organization, and so the only money that changes hands is the membership fee, and both sitters and pet parents each pay an annual membership. It is a one-time payment, but we do have a tiered membership, so there's 3 options, and you can go in there and all of them list what the benefits are, so you choose the one that is right for you. And then it's just a case of pet parents will sign up, they'll place their listing, they'll put all the details about their home, their pets, their preferred sitters, do they want couples, do they want a single, and that's all of the information that goes onto the site. Sitters will come and do the same, and they will actually prepare their profile. All of our sitters in the US, all of our sitters are fully background checked and ID checked. Our sitters in the US all have full background checks. And so what happens is those sitters too have reviews. They're reviewed by previous owners and previous pet parents on sits that they've done, or they'll have references. And so we connect those 2 people together. We connect them and they will then start communication. And it's only when both sides are 100% sure that this is going to work for them and it's right for them, but more importantly, it's right for their pets, that the agreement is sort of, they agree and they confirm it. And then that starts the relationship. We've often heard, well, oh my goodness, would you want a stranger in your home? And we get that because you're connecting online. But what we say is the process that we've put in place, when that is followed, and we have a membership services team who are there to help 24/7, when that's put in place, then all of the all of the questions, all of the arrangements, everything are put into place, that the moment you start connecting, that relationship builds. And it does become a relationship because you're going into somebody's home. It's so personal. It's so sort of, I'm stepping into somebody else's life. I've been doing this now for 14 years and I've done over 200 sits across 5 different continents. I've got lifelong friends that I've made through this. And the point of it is that, a stranger is only a friend that you have yet to meet. And that it doesn't happen every time, but a lot of the time it does. That connection, because you're being connected by pets, by animals, and you are, we're a community of like-minded people. And you're going to find that person that you actually gel with. And so, but we've got, as I say, membership services. And the other thing that's important when pet parents join, included in their membership, is 24-hour, 7-day-a-week access to a veterinary helpline. So if there's anything during their whole membership that they need to, contact a veterinary helpline for, it's there. But when they go away and their sitter is looking after their pets, they also have access to that. So there's always some contact there. And we are a community, so nobody's ever on their own.
Angela, in terms of, you mentioned the word community, and many communities have shelters. They have places that, you can go and adopt a pet or donate and take care of a pet. How do you interact with the shelters around the world that are taking care of all these animals?
When we're in a community, and it's really, really important, and I'm glad you asked the question, because the other point of getting a trusted house sitter in to look after a pet, we look after so many rescue pets. And those rescue animals, we don't know what their past has been. We can only guess because they can't talk to us. However, the one thing we do know is that they are in a home, they're forever homes, they're now safe. And the last thing you want to do is take them out of that safe environment and put them back where they came from, because that wouldn't be right for them and it's not right for their pet parents either. And so, the one thing about trusted house sitters is, for those people that are thinking of adopting, and there are many that want to adopt a pet, when they think about it, the one thing that comes to their mind, the one question is, well, what do we do when we go away? What do we do if we have to leave for some reason? That's not always for a vacation. It could be for an emergency. They may need to go and visit parents or whatever. And so having that option of the best pet care option, which is to have somebody who is like you, nothing in their lives changes, everything stays the same. The only thing that changes is the person that's going to be feeding them. And you know what, Jeffrey, when we go and look after pets and we're in that house, we probably give them more attention than their pet parents do. And that's not because we love them anymore, but that's because that's what we're there for. We don't have jobs to go to. We don't have the children to run around. We don't have all of those things that are taking us out of the home or causing us to be distracted. We are there purely for the pets and for the homes. And so what we do as trusted house sitters, because the animals are front and center of what we do, why we do it, and how we do it, is we do connect and we partner with shelters. We're partnered, currently we've got a partnership with Helen Woodward in San Diego, California, and we support all of their events. We help fundraise for them. We have events that we hold. Every year they have something called Remember Me Thursday, which was started by Helen Woodward, and it's to remember all of those pets that actually never get their own forever home. And so we have events across the world to support that and to support with fundraising. And we do that in other communities too. It's very important that that's what we do.
Yeah, well, Angela, I mean, it's a great It's a great service. It's great to connect with pets around the world. It's also a great way to see the world if you're looking to travel, because you get a place to stay. You don't have to pay for that, as we talked about at the beginning of the show. And, costs to travel really going up. Angela, we're going to have to leave it there. Always great to check in with you. Thanks so much for joining us, and we look forward to having you back on the program again very soon.
That'd be brilliant. Thank you. And it's been great to talk to you too, Jeffrey.
And that wraps up this episode of BRN AM. Have a topic of interest, somebody you think we should talk to, drop us a line. And don't forget, for all the latest curated news in lifestyle, wellness, finance, tech, so much more all in one place, check out today's edition of our daily newsletter, The Morning Pulse. Want to search our archives, check out our latest content, or visit our website, and of course, all of our streaming partners. We're back again tomorrow for another edition of BRN AM. We'll have another very special guest and a great topic. Until then, I'm Jeff Snyder. Stay safe, keep on saving, and don't forget, roll with the changes. Now is your opportunity to co-create content around any topic on the first lifestyle and wellness network. Reach a global audience through our platform and co-own exclusive branded content. All of our programs are available on demand and also as audio-only podcasts, so you can take us on the go. Broadcast Retirement Network, available anytime, anywhere, and on any device.